Hey there, I'm Nicole. Welcome back. So, real talk. I have now been on Authortube for, I think my first video was posted like April 12th or something like that. April 12th, May 12th, June. So 2.5 months. We're 2.5 months. And I have, at the time I'm filming this, I think I have 40 subscribers. Now, that's what I want to talk about. Is that good? Is that bad? Am I failing at Authortube? Am I doing this wrong? Yeah, so let's get into this. When I joined, there were other people who had joined at a similar time, and some of them have, hundreds of subscribers now. Some of them are like me, and they're in like the 40s or the 20s or something like that. I'm not sure how this happens. And so a couple weeks ago, I was getting really frustrated. I was seeing other people and I was like, how do you have so many? But like, I'm just not in a jealous way, honestly, just in this like, how did you do that kind of thing? And I was getting frustrated, especially when I posted a video, I think it was called 200 First Lines, which was a fun project at the beginning, but then it turned into so much work. It took me so long, and I think the views on that video are still under 20, which just hurts my heart, because that brings me to kind of the first thing about it. When you work really hard on something, you want as many people as possible to see it, right? And that's a reason to want to have a higher subscriber and view count or whatever. It's because, you've worked on this. You've spent time and put effort, that $50 video editing software that you bought. You want to like reap benefits, whether someone, thinks it's entertaining or informative or just wants to engage with you. The more subscribers you have and the more views you get, that's the more kind of, validation you get for your time and for feeling like the time that you put into it was worthwhile. So I understand that aspect of it 100%, and I think that that's what I was feeling. So when I was in that kind of like, why isn't this happening? I started sort of Googling, like, how do you get more views on YouTube? Like, how do you do this? How does this work? And you come across a lot of videos where people are they're telling you about search engine optimization and posting stuff on Instagram and Pinterest, which I actually like Pinterest a lot. So I think I've started it, but I might try to do a little bit better. On the comments of those videos, you see, creators, people who have YouTube channels who are all saying, subscribe to my channel and I'll subscribe to yours, like all this stuff in the bottom. And that made me think that that is not what I want. So on the one hand, having lots of subscribers, very good. People see your content, people appreciate it, you're feeling validation for the time that you put it into it, you're getting to connect, great. On the other hand, there's this, I need to get tons and tons and tons of subscribers type thing. And YouTube kind of helps perpetuate that a little bit because they have all these analytics and they show you, you had 50% less views than last week, and you're like, oh no, like, what did I do? Those little downward red arrows are very upsetting. You're like, oh, but I worked so hard on that, right? So it makes so much sense. The problem with what some creators do, and it's really, I'm not judging anybody, honestly, I'm just saying what I feel, is I don't necessarily want someone who doesn't care about writing or who thinks I'm awful or who is like, I don't read anything at all, to subscribe to my channel, because then there's no point. You know what I mean? If someone isn't going to enjoy the videos or watch them, why would I want them to subscribe? It's the same in the other way that I'm not particularly interested in subscribing to a channel about like makeup tutorials. I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm literally the worst person in the entire world at putting on makeup, and I also don't care. Like, my makeup routine is, I have this like sunblock thing from Shiseido, and I go like, purr, and then I get mascara and I go like, purr, and then that's all. And then I'm done. But I also don't care. So I wouldn't subscribe to a makeup tutorial channel. I wouldn't subscribe to like an Instagram channel or anything like that. I don't even have Instagram. Like, I wouldn't subscribe to a car channel. I'm not interested in those things. And I also don't want the people that are subscribed to my channel to not be interested in what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. So I guess that is kind of the issue of subscribers for subscribers' sake, which I don't think everybody has a problem with that. You see a lot of Authortubers and they have tons of comments of people who are really enjoying exactly what they're talking about, and that's amazing. That's your target audience. That's who you want to see. So once I kind of realized that like, okay, as long as the subscribers that I'm getting and the views that I'm getting are from people who are interested, and there's no way to 100% tell that. I mean, I could have 5 people who are super, super like interested in what I'm doing, or I could have 35. Any of those numbers at this point are fine with me. But having people who are interested and who are engaging and think it's cool is much, much better than having, I don't know, 100 more subscribers, but 100 of them don't care, So that was one realization that I came to of I'm not necessarily doing Authortube wrong, because from the time that I've been able to engage with people, I know that a lot of the people who are watching tend to like writing like I do and like chatting about it, which is my goal. But there's still the thing that you do see Authortubers that have like 30,000 subscribers and you're like, you have 10,000 more than I do. How? Like 10,000 times more than I do. And obviously they've been there for a long time. And I'm like, finally came to the question of, do I care? What are my goals with doing this? Because there are some people who've been on Authortube for 4 years and they have 40,000 subscribers. There are some people who've been on Authortube for 4 years and they have 800. If you're going to continue this, I came to the point of what are my goals? What do I care about? And I basically came to the conclusion that the reason I joined Authortube in the first place was number one, to motivate myself to write, because when I find that when I'm talking here and I'm talking about the project and I'm talking about my goals and I'm setting it on NaNoWriMo, all this stuff is visible, maybe to like one person, but it's still visible, that it creates this accountability and it's very motivating to want to write and to reach my goals. Number two was to connect with other writers, other people who are writing fiction, who are maybe writing in my genres, to talk about writing, to hear about their perspectives, and additionally to perhaps at some point like find a critique partner, do some beta reader swapping, something like that. Also, if you're interested in doing that, let me know, because I have a project that I really need help with beta readers on. Anyways, and I felt like I really have gotten to do that. There are a couple of other like small creators and people who chat in my comments occasionally who I feel like I've gotten to know a little bit, and I really enjoy talking to them about writing and hearing their thoughts. It's awesome. So that brings me to the question, am I doing Authortube wrong? And the answer is, given my goals, no. Because I enjoy the writing, I enjoy the filming, I even enjoy the editing. I don't enjoy the making of the thumbnail, that's what it's called. I don't enjoy the making of the thumbnail, that drives me insane. You can tell, they're really bad. But everything else, 95% of the process, I really enjoy. So, I am doing Authortube right, was my conclusion. And if you're thinking of doing it, or if you're doing it, I would love to hear what your goals are, what you want to get out of this, or how you address not quite meeting your expectations. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you next time.